Eyes need to be able to team and track together. Teaming means that both eyes have to be pointing at the same thing at the same time. And tracking means that the eyes need to be able to glide along the line of print from left to right. And when there are disruptions to our internal hearing, that doesn't happen very easily. So we have a lot of children who complain of headaches. They complain of feelings, even sick to their stomach, because when they're reading, and we think, well, they're just not reading enough and they should do more of it. Well, the truth is they're disoriented because their eyes aren't pointing at the same thing and tracking at it across the page correctly. So then also the brain has to be ready to organize the information that it's taking in and relate to it. So there's this whole sense of internal organization. And then the reader has to be ready to focus. So how do you get all of those things to happen? If nature hasn't provided that naturally because the child didn't get all of the movement experiences that they needed as a child in their early years, or if they have some underlying developmental issues, retained infant reflexes, that's my other area that I care so much about, then they are simply not equipped to do all of these things effortlessly. And these are the children that sit there in the classroom and they wonder, how can everybody else be reading so easily and I'm having such a hard time with it? So these are the children that we're talking about here. Okay, minutes, okay. So now we're going to go on and we're going to do the warm-up. So the first piece of the warm-up is actually something so simple. It's sipping water. So I'm going to have some water. I hope you all have water with you. If our nervous system doesn't have enough water running in our body, enough hydration, our neural impulses don't get sent along as efficiently from one nerve to the next, from one neuron to the next. And so our processing slows down. In fact, they say the first sign of dehydration is actually crabbiness. We don't feel so good. We might be more likely to be angry or upset. And that's very oftentimes a lack of water. So that's the importance of water. So we like to be sipping water all day long. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to, of course, in Brain Gym, everything's named with little kids in mind. So we're going to rub our brain buttons. Now, they're not biologically wired into your brain, but where they are is right here under your collarbones on either side of the sternum. They're not way out here, which is where a lot of people like to put their fingers. Slide those fingers in until you feel two little indentations just on either side of the sternum and give them a bit of a rub. And as you do that, you can rest your other hand over your navel and let your eyes track from side to side. Maybe you notice something relaxing or releasing as you're doing this. People often do. Like when I'm doing this, actually the back of my neck is releasing some tension. I'm going to swap hands now. The third movement is one called the cross crawl. And those of you who are teachers of young children, I just want you to know that this is the one that will help you know how well the two hemispheres of your child's brain are talking to each other. And I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm going to back up just a little bit so you can see more of me. And it's elbow to the opposite knee. So I hope you're all doing this with me instead of just watching. It's really important to experience it yourself. Okay, now we're finishing the pace warm-up by going into a movement called hookups. So I'm crossing my ankles. You can't see that, but my ankles are crossed down here. You don't have to do this standing. You can do it sitting. And I've got my legs crossed and I'm going to crisscross my arms. So I'm just going to have my arms like this and thumbs down, cross and just lightly hook your fingers together and bring your arms under and up and rest your hands against your chest. And just see what that's like to sit in this posture and see what begins relaxing or releasing. This is super calming to the central nervous system. And for those of you who that was a little too quick, I'm going to show you again. Arms out in front, thumbs down, cross, hook fingers together, under and up. And a way to modify that is just to do this. But for expediency, we need to move on to hookups part 2, which is I have uncrossed my ankles and I'm bringing my fingertips together. And again, you can stay in this posture as long as you like.